thousands in phony purchases and months fighting to get it all back with no luck.
Thank God that I reached out to Channel 8.
We took action and a check arrived in days. A woman loses $150,000 to scammers.
That's what my mom's supposed to live off of.
How she was tricked into thinking she was dealing with her bank.
I felt like I knew what to look for.
445, 552, 524.
2 years of back and forth over water bills, and the city still says one man owes them $1,000. Why it took so long to get the problem fixed, and what Richmond is doing to keep it from happening to you.
8 News investigator Roland Wilson.
Investigator Roland Wilson.
Had we not contacted you, Roland, we would not have even known that there was an embezzlement case.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air to see how things play out.
And another Williamsburg customer tells me they too paid tens of thousands of dollars toward their pool, but so far, no work done. And like the others, their calls unreturned. And now the Max Pools and Spas website as incomplete as their projects. According to the State Corporation Commission, Max Pools and Spas is currently inactive. We visited the Williamsburg location during business hours and the door was locked, so we called. We were told to reach out to the company's attorney, who told us in part, we discovered that one of the co-owners of our company allegedly engaged in significant financial misconduct involving company and client funds. They went on to say, we are committed to serving our customers and ensuring that those affected are made whole.
We're hoping you guys can help us do something here because we're not getting any response from Xfinity. Don't expect to.
I reached out to the company, and just 2 hours after speaking with these two, Xfinity showed up to make repairs. Just 4 hours after that, the company sent me a statement saying we apologize for the customer's experience. Our team completed all repairs today and the property is fully restored. 14-acre site promised to bring 264 affordable units to the city by 2024 at a cost of $55 million.
But those plans ground to a halt after workers stopped getting paid.
We're struggling. I had to borrow money to keep my business going.
I just want my own, just a place that I can afford.
Tonight, city leaders are saying they do not want to give developers another dime.
For more than a year, our Taking Action investigations have uncovered that those promises were broken, leaving the community without answers and contractors like Romero without their money.
It's not fair that a small business, we are a small business, put our money for this job, and somebody came here, and take the money away.
Have all of the subcontractors been made whole?
I don't know if all of them have been made whole. I know many of them have.
Malone says all of them should be paid by the end of this year, and by February of next year, work will start again. Now, after reaching out to us, Richardson says she received a call from Virginia American Water and her balance is now zero.
Well, that's good news, Roland, but have any other neighbors experienced this problem?
Well, Deanna, the good news here is I'm told that this is not a widespread issue. This is something that I'm told less than 3% of customers have to deal with. But Virginia American Water wants you to know to constantly check those bills, make sure that you're actually using water. And if any amount is higher or lower than normal, be sure to reach out to customer service. So question for you, have you noticed that you're paying more to online shop? If you answered yes, you just might be right, especially if you're buying from out of the country, and that's because the Trump administration did away with a tax loophole called the de minimis exemption. Now, basically, this means imported items costing less than $800 will now face additional shipping fees. The Trump administration says they did away with this to crack down on illegal drugs coming into the country, and an economics professor explained it to me like this. Imagine you received a package that didn't have enough postage. The post office would ask you to pay more money. Now, this is exactly what's happening to billions of people across the country and, of course, right here in Central Virginia. I'm told shoppers buying from big brands like Shein and Temu will notice the changes the most, and that is why it is so important for you to double check at checkout so that you know if you're paying more when you press checkout or if you'll pay more when that item actually comes to you. Whether this is your first time back to school shopping or you've been doing this for years, experts say there's two things that are different this year: tighter budgets and the fear of rising prices. I spoke with one mother, Chantel Campbell, and her son Jalen as they took to the aisles this week and crossed items off their back to school list. She tells me she wanted to get ahead of shopping to beat the rush and to get those best prices, something the National Retail Federation found 51% of back-to-school shoppers are doing due to the fear of tariff price increases.
This was the last house I found online and said, okay, let's give it a shot, and it was perfect. It needed a little bit of work, but it was in a great neighborhood.
When Lauren Edwards bought her short pump home back in 2022, she says the only big thing missing was a fence for her son and 2 dogs. After taking recommendations and combing through 4 different quotes from contractors, her family decided on Justin Rubel with Homeview Builders. The company then receiving several 5-star Google reviews for roofing, fencing, and window job.
And once he came out, he was so professional and so willing to take on the project that we were excited to work with him.
In August of 2022, Edwards says she paid a little more than $7,000 for the job up front. That same month, the fence was built.
They built the fence and everything seemed like it would be just fine.
Until
we started having some problems.
By the end of the year, she says Rubel's crews began fixing the problems stretching from the fence line.
So some of the pickets are not correctly attached. There's no screws in here.
To the corners.
These boards should all just be flat, flat, flat and come to a corner. But you can see there's a big gap.
And that's not all.
It's really just as wobbly as it's ever been. I didn't even know how bad it was. I thought these were just a couple of little problems. He'll come out and fix it. No big deal. We'll never have a problem again.
But she says Rubel's repairs were more like Band-Aids, and other contractors agreed. According to these second opinions emailed to Edwards, one contractor called the construction of the gate, quote, beyond anything I have ever seen before. Another saying the fence needs to be torn down and rebuilt correctly. Their price to fix, about $5,500 more.
And so I asked for a refund. I said, if you're not able to fix the fence, then give me my money back. And that's when he refused to do that.
After 3 years of back and forth, no money back, nor a safe fence, Edwards filed a civil suit in April of this year. A judge ruling in her favor ordered Rubel to pay $5,000.
I'm not optimistic that he will ever pay us a dime, which is really frustrating because even though that judgment is out there, he still refuses to talk with us.
So I tried to call Rubel myself. After reaching out multiple times and getting no answer,
good morning, is this Roland Wilson?
Rubel called me back saying his company is not responsible for the issues Edwards is experiencing. He says Edwards didn't have a problem with the work until years, not months later, and when he was made aware, he fixed them. But we wanted to know if he's even supposed to be making repairs at all. Despite Rubel saying he was licensed, a spokesperson from the Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation tells me he's never been licensed. In fact, Edwards filed a complaint with DPOR over his unlicensed work. According to court records, Rubel is facing a charge for practicing without a valid license. Edwards also filed a complaint with the Attorney General's office. As for her fence,
I don't have $5,000 in my pocket to hire a new contractor.
So she's crossing her fingers that her son won't hurt himself playing and that the gaps in the fence will only be enough for her 2 pups to peek through, not escape. Arthur Knoll tells me he pays the bills on his 2006 Honda and 2003 Buick like clockwork.
Let me tell you something. Let me lay this on you. I must have been doing something right. I got a credit score for 800.
So he was shocked when he received his 2023 personal property taxes from the city of Richmond, showing his Buick was assessed for $34,900, almost $30,000 more than the city says his newer Honda was worth.
I couldn't believe it.
After trying to reach the city to get the issue sorted out, Knoll tells me,
never heard from anybody. Once I called them, never heard from them again. Why this happened to me? What's going on? Why can't people do their job? Somebody's not doing their job. It's simple that somebody is not doing their job.
Instead of a resolution, he received this delinquent notice totaling a little more than $1,600 for not paying the bill he tried to get reassessed.
It's ludicrous and they need to be investigated. They really do. 'Cause you don't do people that way.
After months of trying to get the issue resolved, Knoll reached out to us for help. That's when I contacted the city, and just 2 hours later, Knoll received this email from the city apologizing for the inconvenience, along with a new assessment of his Buick this time totaling $100, almost $34,000 less than before. So what happened? The city says they assess cars using a pricing guide from the National Automobile Dealers Association. When older cars like Knoll's aren't on this guide, the city uses the purchase price from the DMV and depreciates that value appropriately. However, Knoll's assessment was done incorrectly. Jamie Atkinson, Director of Revenue Administration, sent me this response saying, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention." She went on to say, "We failed to provide Mr. Knoll with the customer service he deserved, and that his issue is now resolved."
If I hadn't got in contact with you, my God, how long would I still be waiting? I may have been dead before they got the bill screened out.
Lord only knows what's in that house.
It takes a bird's eye view to even catch a glimpse of what this Laburnum Park home looks like. At ground level, all you see is sky-high trees in the entrance to a driveway.
Bottom line is, this property has problems with it. I mean, we have raccoons living back there.
About 15 minutes away in Church Hill, a similar site.
It's going into the other yard over there, and if I lived there, I wouldn't be happy about it.
When neighbors try to walk on this sidewalk,
we immediately run into just an overgrown area on the sidewalk and we can't get around it.
2 properties, 2 locations, and 2 main things in common: blight and back due real estate taxes. According to data we obtained from the city, taxes on these 2 properties haven't been paid in nearly 20 years. Combined, the owners owe more than $80,000, and that's just a small fraction of the roughly $31 million the city is owed in delinquent taxes on both vacant and occupied properties.
Carrie O'Brien with 8 News. Are you Meredith Catherine?
This payment problem isn't new. In 2017, former 8 News investigator Carrie O'Brien found property owners who hadn't paid in more than 20 years owed the city more than $20 million.
You're living here but not paying your property taxes.
That's right. Now this is all everybody will know. Now everybody who's listening can help me pay my taxes.
The 8 News Taking Action team has learned the reason properties like these get to this point can be just as unique as their addresses. From businesses that collapsed to homeowners who fell on hard times.
There's a reason that they can't pay.
I feel bad for the gentleman.
There is a state code in place to help locality leaders navigate potentially sensitive situations and collect delinquent taxes. The law states owners can be delinquent for 2 years before the city is supposed to step in, but only 1 year if the property is considered blighted. After notifying the owner and going through the court process, unoccupied homes are to be sold at an auction.
24/5, last and final call.
But we now know no more deals are being made. Former Mayor LeVar Stoney quietly stopped the sales in 2023.
If you look at it where we were selling 100 properties a quarter, that's 400 houses that potentially could be coming online that right now are not coming online.
Mark Motley ran the tax sale auctions. He says with each passing year, the city loses out on more and more money. As we've reported, previous auctions generated millions in revenue.
That could go a long way with fixing our water system, but also fixing the schools, also fixing the streets and providing, good security and police force on the roads.
So why did the auctions stop? It's a question we asked current Mayor Danny Avula.
I don't really have a clear answer.
Avula says those who know are no longer with the city. But after hearing concerns from residents, plus recent discussions by City Council about how to use tax delinquent funds, he's now taking a deeper look at the program.
We absolutely should be enforcing the law that exists. In the context of high eviction rates and the affordable housing crisis that we're facing, I think there is a different approach that we would take.
When sales will resume as state law requires, that's unclear. But auctioneers and neighbors say they are more than ready.
I really hope the city would come in and do something about this.